Children aren't the only ones likely to write thank you letters. Theirs may be in plain, simple language, but those of older folks may turn out to be somewhat more wordy, using less common vocabulary that suddenly invades the sentence, which started innocently enough, but ends up raiding the dictionary to produce something that sounds more erudite, fulsome, and lavish. I guess this would be acceptable to the recipient if it matches the writer's usual mode of expression, or fits the magnitude of the gratitude. But if not, then one just has to hope that the reader is a shorthand writer, delighted to have some less familiar outlines to get their shorthand teeth into. Dearest Margaret and William, I am writing to offer my deepest and most profuse thanks for your wondrous gift, which arrived by courier yesterday. It was a huge surprise to be the joyful recipient of such a magnificent present for my birthday. I was totally astounded when the courier operative arrived on my doorstep, bearing a mysterious, long, flat box, printed all over with floral decorations. I am very grateful and privileged to have such splendid and munificent friends who are so selfless and considerate. I shall appreciate and admire them every day, as I have positioned them in the cut crystal vase on the mahogany table in the sitting room, with a glorious and verdant view of the garden behind them. Greetings and felicitations to your family. Fondest love from Christine. Dear Charles, thank you so much for visiting me last week. It was a real joy to have such a welcome boost to my present disposition, which, as you know, has been sorely affected by certain disconcerting events that have plagued my peaceful existence here in my rural retreat. Now that the legal matters have been resolved to everyone's satisfaction, I am certain that the outlook for the forthcoming months is much brighter, and that circumstances will return to their former happy state of equilibrium. Your supportive advice was most helpful, and it eased my mind considerably as we pondered and ruminated on all that has happened, and considered how to avoid a repetition of the unfortunate train of events. The afternoon fled so rapidly, and I now find myself in gleeful and excited anticipation of meeting up with you again at the club for a delicious repast, which they do so competently. I will see you there next Wednesday morning, when we can converse on the more cheerful subjects of horticulture and cricket. Regards, George. Dear Mrs. Green, I am writing to express our immense gratitude to you for visiting our club last week to speak about your innumerable travels around the globe. Our members were absolutely delighted to hear about the countries that you have traversed in your capacity as ambassador for your charity. Our members were completely engrossed as you related your encounters in the various rural communities. They were captivated by the splendid assistance that you have been able to give to the villages in the less prosperous regions. We were all massively astonished at the difference that can be made in such simple ways. As a result, our members are very eager to sponsor a water well, and I enclose our pledge form in anticipation of receiving more exact location details. Thank you for so generously agreeing to present this very interesting lecture to us. Best wishes, Mrs. Black, Treasurer. Dear Mr. Robinson, I am sending this missive to thank you most appreciatively for all your assistance recently to facilitate the proofreading for our new dictionary and thesaurus. These drafts are the culmination of many years of exploration, investigation, and refinement, and they have entailed much work to perfect and finalise the contents. We are confident that they cover all subjects, topics and themes to match the present-day need for exact and precise representation of the thoughts and deliberations of writers. It is our fervent hope that they will allow concepts and theories to be delineated with greater accuracy than has been possible heretofore. We are sure our future readers will obtain much benefit from being able to improve their writings by consulting one of our volumes. Your excellent experience with attaining such exactitude of expression and the multiplicity of modes of composition is heartily appreciated, and a bonus check for all your extra work is on its way to you as I write. Thank you so much for your valuable contribution. Yours sincerely, Mr. Jackson, Editor.